Getting right into this Chucky portrait. This is an image from Child's Play 3. Be working on a lot of soft grays here. Really smooth transitions from one tone to the other. I'm going to use 4 different needle groupings on this project. We'll be using a 5-round liner, a 9 curved mag, an 11 curved mag, and a 23 curved mag. Be using dynamic ink for this, my own drop system. Be using a full cap of black, half a cap of black, and 3 drops of black diluted down. Here you can see I started with this eye. Got a lot of my basic shapes and things blocked into the portrait already. Slowly building up the tones and details the way that I want them. I believe I'm using the 11 curved at the moment, blocking some of these tones in those eyes. Really paying attention to my reference. I want this as close to the actual source image as possible. Just keeping a real methodical motion, working with that pendulum movement. Just blocking in some of those bass tones. That way I can continue to layer over afterwards. You'll see me switch techniques the way I'm working the needles and moving my machine throughout this piece, but I do, for the most part, only use the pendulum motion throughout this one. It's a lot of my smoother, lighter grays. It's one of the best ways to achieve those effects. Not trying to pack any tones in here, just real light and feathery. Barely working that mag off the top of the skin. Using a medium wash at the moment, so that'll be my half cup of black diluted down. I'll use that medium tone for a good portion of the piece, but I'll be switching and changing up my hand speed as well as the pressure that I'm applying to the skin. This is on the inner arm, the inner bicep. This is part of a full horror sleeve that I've been working on. Lots of really cool stuff in this one. I'll be sharing some other videos with a few of the other projects of this arm as well, so be on the lookout for those. Still just slowly building up the tones in that eye. Working from general to specific. I want to get my basic shapes, my tones, my shadowed areas right where I want them, and then I can refine things as I go along, continually bumping up the contrast and the different tones. Making some real good progress on this piece. I think we're about 2.5, 3 hours in at the moment. You'll notice I'm real gentle when I rub the skin down, when I'm applying ointment, or when I'm wiping the skin. I want to keep any trauma or irritation as minimal as possible, especially working on an area like the inside of the arm. It's already a pretty tender and painful spot. Working on a little bit of that cast shadow from the brow here. You'll notice in eyes, if If you try to leave them solid white, they look real cartoony and just lose a lot of that depth and emotion that we're looking for in a realistic piece. So these small, little minute drop shadows and cast shadows are very important. I'm still using that 11 mag, working on a little bit of this shadow in the brow area. Also refining some of these wrinkles around the brow and the nose. Still working slowly back and forth with that pendulum motion. And I'm still working with the medium tone here. No rush at all, taking my time, being very patient. Taking a lot of time to look back and forth to my reference to make sure I'm getting those tones and shapes exactly how they show up in the picture. This area can be a little spongy too, so I want to have a good stretch for a lot of these tones here. And I'm working off the side of the face here. In this image, this face basically comes out from a solid black background. So a lot of this stuff will be blended into the background once I continue that piece. But I do want to have a very smooth transition. See, I'm being very deliberate with every single stroke that I make. One of my favorite parts of this is the stark contrast between that solid black background and a lot of these really smooth light tones in the face. So I'm really taking my time to build up those smooth light tones the way that I want them. This is a plastic doll, so there's not a lot of texture, and the light kind of reacts to the image fairly consistently across the whole thing. There's not a lot of difference in texture. So just want to keep things real smooth. Blocking in some of these freckles here on the face. I've got that 5-liner out. Just slowly building up those tones. Not using it like a liner. Using it more how someone would use a round shader. Just to slowly build up those tones. Still being very deliberate where I put my needle, my hand speed. But I'm not using it like a liner. Got most of these freckles on this side blocked in. Get it back into this brow area on our other side now. Building up some of the harder shadows with a mix of solid black and my medium tone. Again, anytime I'm mixing into two tones, I'll always dip into the lighter one first. And we're getting those freckles blocked in on the opposite side of the face. Really just kind of working top to bottom on this piece. I'll get things to about 80 or 90% finished. That way I can make any adjustments that I need to on the second session. Any contrast adjustments or anything like that. Working on some of these tight areas under the brow again. Some of the little eyelash lines that are there. Again, these are real flat. It's painted onto the face of a doll. So there's not going to be a whole lot of varying changes there. Really getting this piece where I want it. Love the way these smooth light tones are coming out. Now I've got that 23 mag. Slowly working in some of these light tones off of that medium wash. Again, my light tone here is 3 drops of black with the rest diluted down with distilled water. Slowly building up off of that medium tone. Really want things to be nice and smooth here. Real slow and methodical motions. I am moving my hand a little bit faster with these lighter washes, just because I don't want as much of a saturation, but I do want to get a smooth, consistent toning there. Slowly building up the forms off the side of this face, connecting into the brow. Got some real cool videos from other parts of this sleeve that I'll be sharing again, doing some videos with later on, so y'all be on the lookout for those. Be sure to check out the other videos that we have, and if there's any specific videos or techniques you'd like to know or see more of, let us know as well. We'd love to hear from you, and we want to develop a video series and courses that will be beneficial to you. So let us know what you want to learn.